take a step back before I get all up in your
remember, because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
The other dude's holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Jerry's gonna get him.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Listeners are asking questions about this week's games, not Jerry's personal beef. So what's your thought?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's me, it's Mr. FSP along with JT. We are Fantasy Sports and Politics. I gave him his spot back. I officially gave him his spot back until he messes up. Okay? He's not going to get called the champ. Not at all. But I want to thank you all for tuning in to the show today. We've got a lot of great things in store for you. Last week, we did a mock draft 1.0, and I don't know why Jerry's still dancing. I think he's on some heroin or some crack or something. I don't know what the kids take nowadays, but I think he's on it. But I'm going to say this. I took a look back at our 2022 mock draft, the third edition of it, and the first and the third. Both of those drafts actually panned out similarly to what happened in the pros, except, Mr. Walker went number 1 and Jerry decided not to put him number 1 in draft number 3. And nobody had Singletary, Stingley. Nobody had Stingley going above Sauce, but Sauce landed where I told him he would land, and so on and so forth. But I'm telling you, there's something to be said about what we do. Something to be said about what we do. And I haven't said we in a long time because I'm very bitter. I'm very hateful when you cross me. But I'm going to say we. Somebody's about to turn 71 in a couple weeks. I turn 49 in a month. I know he wishes he could be 49 again. He sorely wishes that. But to think, I've known this old man since he was 56 years old. And he still gets on my damn nerves. But JT and Money, go ahead and say hi to the people.
Hey, at least I'm consistent, man. At least I'm consistent.
Consistent butthead.
Welcome, everybody. It's that mock season again, and it's only less than a week away, and I'm excited because after the draft, Thursday the 24th, Friday the 25th, and the 26th, which is Saturday, I'm going to do my fantasy football mock draft, the first of the year, with all the players that have come into the league and the existing players that we used last year in the mock draft. And there's going to be some surprises, people. I can't wait. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on a Sunday morning is when I do my fantasy football for no reason podcast.
See, he's gotten it in early because he knows I won't let him get it late.
Mama didn't raise anybody stupid, man.
I don't know about that one, but okay, all right. With that being said, mock draft 2.0 is going to be the last one because the actual draft begins next Thursday. This Thursday coming up.
You know what? Let me just put this in there real quick. Mm-hmm. Thursday. The draft starts at 8 p.m. and so does the For No Reason draft. I'll be on live, people. And whoever wants to join me can join me because I'll send out the links. But I'll be on live to talk about each and every pick. I'll be on at least 2 to 3 hours. I got endless time. So from the time the draft starts to the time the draft ends in the first round on Thursday is when I'll be on, and we're talking about the picks and who picked them and if it's good or bad for that team.
Well, I'm going to put it this way. My plan was to start the draft with JT. Well, no, the draft starts at 8 p.m., right?
Yep.
I should be able to join in on the beginning of the draft, but if not, I'll jump in. I just accepted a tutoring opportunity for someone on Thursdays, so hopefully I'm able to start that with you. We'll lead into Saturday, which will then be the what rounds
4 to 7.
4 to 7.
Come on,
4
man.
to 7.
Come on. You got to know this right off the top of your head.
And hey, old man, calm down, old man.
I've been doing this a long time, man. I know it like the back of my hand.
Well, we know you don't. We know you know the back of your hand. You know Mrs. Palmer and her 5 daughters. But no, Mrs. Palmer and her 5 daughters. Keep her. You know exactly what that means. You ain't backhanding me, pimp. Ain't happening. But here's the deal. I invited some people to come on to take part. Some people said yes, some people said no, and for various reasons. But what we're gonna do is, last week JT started out number 1 and had all the odds, and then I had all the evens. Well, we're gonna flip it. Now I will be odd, JT will be even. I'm gonna add one caveat. You are allowed to make one trade that you actually think will take place. One trade, first round.
Okay.
You can trade with one of the teams you have, or you can propose a trade to a team that I have, and vice versa. Jerry is going to call out the teams and the draft pick number. And then we're going to go down our list and give maybe a quick 10-second, maybe 15-second view as to why you're picking this player. And we're moving on. You have any questions, JT, ATM Money?
No.
Do you have the chime queued up on your phone? The
No.
answer to that also is no.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm so hyped up for the draft. I didn't think about that, but that's okay.
If you send it to me as an MP4 or something, or MP3, whatever it is, I can upload it to my dashboard and add it as sound. I gotta find Lemonade so I can load that up to the sound as well, so we can go back to Lemonade when we do the summer editions of things. Happy WrestleMania Day, guys. By the way, I just hit The Rock, the legendary Rock, in one of my card breaks. I'm excited. The final boss. There you go. Are you? I know you got it, but just tell me that you got it.
Oh, hold on.
Okay. Y'all see this, ladies and gentlemen?
Hold
He
on.
says he's got it.
I got it. What am I gonna do here?
I don't know what you're about to do. You're gonna cue it up, but don't hit it before we go.
How do you want me to send it to you?
You can send it in an email. But yeah, send it to me as email. I don't know how large the file is, but for this show, we'll just use your phone. So you don't got to send it right now.
I just sent it.
Okay, I'm not gonna be able to upload it right now, but we'll see. All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is Victor Goodell. Welcome to the NFL FSP Mock Draft 2025. The draft is now open. The Tennessee Titans are on the clock. You're always supposed to play it where the pick is in, but okay.
The pick is in.
I didn't say it was in yet. The pick isn't in yet.
Okay.
So, first of all, everybody believes that Cam Ward is going to be the number one overall pick. I firmly believe Cam Ward is going to be a bust in the NFL. I'm telling you this not because of his talent, but everything else about him is telling me he's got a lot of red flags. Mechanics being the second biggest one to me. The first one is his attitude. He is Johnny Manziel
Ooh, that's
to me.
harsh. That's harsh, man. That's harsh.
Well, that
That
I'm
is
trying
harsh.
not. I am trying my best not to, compare him to Jamarcus Russell because he's got size, he's got an arm. I don't know if he studies that much, but what I can tell is there are red flags with this kid. Red flags. That's why people thought that Carter would be the number one overall pick because one, Tennessee is a hard-nosed team, but that was under new coach. Two, Will Levis, I think, is better than Cam Ward. Both of them have an attitude problem. I just think Cam Ward's attitude problem is worse than Will Levis. Just my opinion. Both have great arm talent, but both also make bad decisions. I know Cam had, few interceptions in college, but the way he plays the game, I got a feeling he's going to have a lot of interceptions by trying to thread that needle. It's going to be a problem. But with that being said, the pick is in. With the first pick in the 2025 NFL FSP mock draft, the Tennessee Titans select from the University of Miami by way of the MAC, by way of all these other. Hold on, let me put this on stage. Why won't it let me do it?
Why won't let me do it? Hold on a minute. What the freak's going on here?
I don't know. There it is. There we go. It's up here. Oh, it's not letting you pick it. The Tennessee Titans select. Let me know when you're ready.
Cam Ward, and I'm trying to change this thing here. More picks.
There he is. Cam Ward.
God, come on. What the heck is going on here? Why is this doing this?
See, ladies and gentlemen, when I let JT control the stuff, how it goes. Now he's taking us to articles.
Mock draft simulator. Okay.
With the first overall pick, the Tennessee Titans select. You got his start draft, bro. There you go. All right. There you go. Cam Ward. Even there, look. Cam Ward is ranked 21st best player.
Yep.
The 21st best player should not be going number one overall. But it's based on need. Cam Ward, number one overall pick.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Taylor. I believe you have the Cleveland Browns.
No, you have the second pick. I have the first pick.
No, I have the first pick. Remember, we flipped. I'm all the odds. You are all the evens.
Okay. Then with the
Y'all see what I'm talking about?
on the clock. Hold on. Travis Hunter.
Cleveland Browns. You didn't even do the pick is in. I was waiting for that. We're not okay. I guess you're gonna pick Travis Hunter.
Uh,
You got to start it over again.
yeah, there's something's going to screw here.
Didn't you try this before before
Yeah.
today? Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can tell, we're having some technical difficulties,
Yep.
and um, we'll see how this works out for Mr. Taylor. We're going to put Cam Ward with the Tennessee Titans as soon as he starts the draft.
Hold on. Let me do this.
hmm
Let me do this.
Cam Ward draft.
All right.
Number 2, the Cleveland Browns. All right. What does that say? I can't see what that says.
Mason. Oh, this is. Oh, this is really screwed up. Anyway, this ain't gonna work.
Oh, because it's doing its own.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work. I'm trying to get it to.
All right. Well, just leave it right there. Leave it right there. We know the order. I picked Cam Ward. Don't start it again, because what's gonna happen is once you do Cam Ward, it's gonna run through it. It's gonna run its own simulation. That was the same thing that I was doing last week, and why it didn't work. That's why I'm trying to tell you. Just let it be.
Hold on.
Oh.
I think I got it. Hold on. And the Cleveland Browns select Travis Hunter.
Okay.
Okay.
On the clock. Now I've got the New York Football Giants.
Yep.
So you guys just stole the player I wanted. I don't.
You say this all the time.
Seriously,
Understand, but I want you to understand this. You don't steal something that you never had.
Hey, listen, bro. I get what you're saying. What I'm saying, as the New York Giants, that's the player we had teed up.
Well,
now that he's not there, that's what I'm getting to.
Okay.
So if you allow me to do my job,
do your job.
All right, thank you.
You have to show their need is quarterback, tackle, defensive player, or cornerback.
Okay, so I'll let you say that stuff because you have it there. It doesn't come in clear for me. But with that being the case, surprise, surprise, surprise. New York Giants don't want Abdul Carter. The New York Giants were thinking about Shador, but they're not sure about Shador. So New York Football Giants, the pick is in. With the third overall pick in the 2025 NFL FSP mock draft, with Travis Hunter gone, the New York Football Giants select running back out of Boise State, Ashton Genty.
Oh, wow. Wow. Oh,
like I said,
that's a surprise.
And I'm going to explain my surprise to people.
Okay.
The reason why they go Ashton Genty right here is twofold. The player they wanted, Travis Hunter, is gone. Cam Ward isn't that great. They're not fully sold on Shador, but they've got Jameis and they've got Russell and they've got Cutlets. I know his real name isn't Cutlets. When you draft Shador number 3 overall, that says he's going to play. And he's going to play soon. I don't think you have him leapfrog Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson at all this year. If you want to develop him for a new coach, that's the other part I was going to get to. For a new coach, Maybe Dion comes to New York, but Dion just signed a brand new contract with Colorado, so he's not going anywhere. But if you get a quarterback at the Giants and Dayball's fired, that means the new head coach that they hire is stuck with that guy as their quarterback. So instead of doing that, I missed out by not keeping Saquon. I get the best running back in the draft because the best player in the draft has now gone. So Ashton Gentry, number 3 overall.
Okay. And I can't believe this guy fell to me for the Jacksonville Jaguars. As you can see,
Hold on. Jacksonville's not number 3. I mean number 4.
I'm sorry. I can't believe this guy fell to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're the Patriots.
Yeah. And with a defensive-minded coach and with the running back, wide receiver, offensive line that you see on the screen is what they need, they're going to disregard all of them with a Michael Parsons type of player that's going to fall to them with the pick in 4. With that being said, the pick is in. And welcome Abdul Carter to the New England Patriots.
Not a bad move. Not a bad move at all. With that being said, who's on the clock next? Jacksonville. Tell me the needs of the Jacksonville Jaguars, JT.
Jacksonville needs wide receiver, tight end, defensive lineman, and a safety. What are they going to pick out of this? I know I have my thoughts.
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. They need an offensive line, too. They need an offensive line. Granted, I don't think one rookie is ready to step in there and be a bona fide juggernaut on any offensive line. Maybe by mid-season, one of these guys' offensive line will be that dog. But Jacksonville just goes up I-95 and they land in Pennsylvania because the pick is in. With the 5th overall pick in the 2025 NFL FSP mock draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select tight end out of Penn State, Tyler Warren, who replaces Evan Ingram, who was also the best friend of Trevor Lawrence on the field. Mr. Taylor, who's up next? I believe it's the Raiders.
Las Vegas Raiders. With needs of running back, wide receiver, defensive lineman, and cornerback. With a defensive...
Hold up. I am the New Orleans Saints. I want to move up to your spot, Raiders. What is it going to take for me to trade with you?
I met you want this number 6 pick, so you're going to have to give me.
I'm at number 9.
Oh, hold on. Let me look at the Saints. Saints, you want to move up 3 spots, so I need the number 9, number 40, and I'll give you and I need a and yes, the 3rd pick. I mean, round 3 pick in 2026, and I'll give you the the sixth pick in this draft, and at number 37.
We got a deal. We got a deal. So put the Raiders back down there, and you're picking for the Raiders. So we're going back-to-back picks, okay? Just to let you know.
Trade is accepted. Okay.
Okay. All
so,
right.
Right now, the New Orleans Saints are on the clock with the need of running back, wide receiver, and defensive lineman.
The pick is in.
Okay.
Can I get my din, 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 din. I guess I can't. I can't get my chime.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ah.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to get him to multitask, y'all. With the sixth pick, as New Orleans Saints has moved up in the draft from 9 to 6, thanks to Derek Carr's possible shoulder injury, New Orleans Saints select out of the University of Colorado.
Really?
Prime time number 2. He's actually like the third. He's the third of the 3 boys. Shador Sanders.
All right, the Jets are on the clock.
So
and their needs are quarterback, wide receiver,
hold on.
tackle, and
Okay, the Jets, yeah.
lineman.
All right. So I'm going back to back because I got the evens, right? Right. The Jets are even number, right?
Yes.
Even though
the Jets are 7. The Jets are 7. That's an odd number, man.
oh, my bad.
Thank you.
I got I. That's why I said we go back to back on these next couple picks because I to get back on track, I get the I.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So the Jets, seeing that take place, there's a need for a lot of things with the Jets. Breece Hall might be out the door. There might be a trade here to let Breece Hall go. And because the Jets might have been thinking about getting Shador because they're not happy with just having old boy from Ohio State via Chicago, via Pittsburgh. They were looking to get Shador. But the one thing that Aaron Glenn knows is in order to have an upright quarterback, you have to have an offensive line. Everybody's expecting him to draft a defensive player. And just maybe, yeah, the pick is in. Any day now. Any day now. To go along with the exterior rushers, the New York Football Jets select out of Georgia, edge rusher, Jalen Walker.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God! Really?
Oh my God! Really? Yeah. Really.
Okay. Sure. It's your pick. We're gonna tell you. All right. The Carolina Panthers are on the clock at pick 8. They need a wide receiver, edge rusher, and a DB with one of the worst defenses in the league. But they're not going to go defense here. In my opinion, they're not going to go defense. Their quarterback, who was a disappointment earlier in the season, came on late. and was producing with the receivers he has. But he needs another pass catcher to be to give him some ammunition for the offense. And with the 8th pick in the 2025 NFL draft, with the pick being in, come on, God, pick being in, the Carolina Panthers select Territoria McMillan, wide receiver out of Arizona.
Good pick. Good pick.
Now the Raiders completed a trade or are on the clock with a running back, wide receiver, defensive lineman, and quarterback of their needs.
Now, you just named a whole bunch of things that need, right? What does Pete Carroll like to do?
Pete Carroll likes to run the football.
Correct. But he also likes to play hard-nosed, tough defense.
Yes.
And he likes a versatile safety, doesn't he?
Yes.
He loves a versatile safety.
Yes.
He has a decent one there, but does he have any cornerbacks? I don't think so, because they have one cornerback, Carter, who they just let go. We know that Geno just got all that money. They want to protect Geno. But there's only a small crop of players that have ever gone in the top 10 at this position. No, we're at number 12, right?
This is number 9, man.
Number nine. That's right. So I was writing what I was about to say. With the 9th overall pick, the pick is in. As he gets it queued up. The Las Vegas Raiders do the Las Vegas Raiders thing, even though Tom Brady is there. Tom Brady believes in defense. And with that pick, the Las Vegas Raiders select Nick Emmanwori, safety, South Carolina.
Oh my, what? Oh my God. He's a 3rd round pick, man. Wow.
It's a need and a grade. He's the best safety on the board.
Okay. So one of the needs, you got a offensive-minded coach in Ben Johnson. You got a second-year quarterback that needs tutoring and needs protection. But not necessarily lineman protection. If you notice, Ben Johnson, coming from Detroit, had a 2-headed monster in Mr. Gibbs and Mr. Montgomery. Okay? And he believes that he can do that in this draft. Have a 2-headed monster. I know most people think that this guy is going to be going later versus sooner, but in my opinion, this is probably one of the better spots, especially with the offensive coordinator / head coach, in how he used 2 backs in his offense. So with that being said, in my opinion only.
Yeah, probably only.
That's fine, because I believe in this guy wholeheartedly. I think he is the best back in this year's draft. I'm taking, when I say the pick is in, The pick is definitely in. A running back out of the University of North Carolina, Mr. O'Marion Hampton, goes to the Chicago Bears.
Omarion, but it's okay. Now, look, I'm going to tell you something. I don't think you're far off because there's been some calls for them to go for Ashton Genty, if he was there when it was their turn to pick. So, and Hampton has gotten a lot of play
Rightfully so.
lately.
Rightfully.
And the fact that he needs to work on some pass protection a little bit, and as well as catching out the backfield. But north and south, he's the David Montgomery that they let go, and they desperately need to go with DeAndre Swift. So, as you said, they need other things. I wouldn't have gone Hampton there, but I can see the Bears actually doing that. Who's next on the clock?
The San Francisco 49ers with a need for guard, tackle, defensive lineman, and cornerback.
Absolutely. Here's the thing. They're aging. The 49ers are aging. Trent Williams was looking for a contract extension. I don't believe he got it. With that also being the case, the defensive line is not as good as it used to be. Bosa is okay, but he doesn't really have another road dog on the other side. Along with the fact that they let go of their strong safety, a cornerback, and someone else. So conventional wisdom says, protect Brock Purdy because you got to pay him this year. Right? Okay. But it also says Brock Purdy won't be anything if the defense is giving up touchdowns left and right. Because Brock Purdy would then have to win games, which is not his strong suit. He's a very good game manager. He can win games, but he's not that good to win it on his own. With that being said, you build the team through the trenches. The pick is in. With this pick, the San Francisco 49ers select, and I'm torn right here, ladies and gentlemen. I really am. Out of, I really don't want to say this. The University of Michigan, defensive tackle, Mason Graham.
Okay.
Start at the middle, protect Warner, Greenlaw's gone. So they got to fill that spot as well. But if you get a push up the middle, things around it might get better. Speaking of which, I just got a Warren Sapp helmet and I got a Cole Kmet Ice helmet, if anybody's interested.
Okay.
But go ahead, JT.
Okay. The Dallas Cowboys missed out on two running backs that they probably would have taken in the first round. Ashton Genty and O'Marion Hampton.
Okay.
So are they going to pick a third running back in this class? No. Are they going to pick a guard in this class? I don't think so.
They need
Are
to.
they going to pick a wide receiver? That's the thought. Or are they going to pick an edge rusher in this draft, in the first round? By some people, the next player to be picked is probably the best wide receiver in this draft.
Uh,
Out of the same state, and the same team that had Xavier Worthy, was a Xavier Worthy teammate,
and he's gonna go
the
here.
Dallas Cowboys, with a mate for CeeDee Lamb on the other side. The pick is in, and it happens to be Matthew Golden, wide receiver out of the University of Texas.
I had a feeling you're gonna go there. All right. The Dolphins are on the clock, and they're rushing to the podium because the pick is in. All right. Yes, they want to get Tua taken care of, but they also agreed to let go of Jalen Ramsey. So they're going to go right to the next best thing. Cornerback out of the same school they just picked, University of Texas, Jadi Barron.
All right. At number 14, the Indianapolis Colts are on the clock with the need of a tight end, guard, edge rusher, linebacker, and safety. They got a
Everything.
They got
Everything.
They have a lot of needs on the defensive side of the ball.
But JT, before you say anything else, they just lost two or half of their offensive line, literally from the center,
Okay.
guard, and tackle.
Okay.
I just wanted to point that out. That's all.
No problem. Because where I was going to go, I'm going to go down south to the great state of Louisiana.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna go get this guy.
Okay. I can't believe this guy is still on available, but I'm going to take this tackle out of the university, and I'm going to tell you right now, the pick is in. Come on. And it's going to be the tackle out of
LSU, Louisiana State University.
Louisiana State University, LSU. Most people that know that. Will Campbell.
All right. With that being the case, Atlanta couldn't make it to the podium any faster. The pick is in.
Come on.
Yeah, I keep saying it. They don't have to go far. All they have to do is take a little trip down the block to get the player they need to be impactful on the edge. From the University of Georgia, Mikal Williams. He's at the top, guy. He was one of your top. There he is, right there, Mikal Williams.
Oh, I thought you said Williams. Okay.
I said Mikal. From the University of Georgia, yes.
Malachi. Malachi
Okay.
Starr. Is that what you want?
I want Mikal Williams, Mykel Williams.
Where the hell is he at?
He's an edge rusher.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull him up here.
Yeah,
Of course, he's not even in the first round. That's all right.
he should be.
Where the hell is he at? Oh, here he is. Edge. Him, Mykel Williams.
Yes.
For most people, he's a second round pick, but that's okay.
For me, he's not.
Okay. All right, we're moving on to the Arizona Cardinals, who are in need of a guard, a defensive lineman, or a cornerback. Okay?
I think I also need a wide receiver too, but That's just me.
Okay, so with the man, they have some nice players still
To
sitting
pick
there
from. Yeah, yeah.
for the Arizona Cardinals, and I got to take this guy. I mean, he's staring me straight in the face, and even though they need a guard, a defensive lineman, or a quarterback, that's what their needs are. I think they need a tackle. I think they need somebody that's going to protect even more Kyler Murray. And that's out of the University of Missouri. A tackle,
Nice pick.
Armand Membo.
That's a nice pick because that's who I had teed up for the Cincinnati Bengals. So the pick is in.
Oh my God. No. Okay.
I'm just telling you.
Okay.
All right. There are many needs in Cincinnati, but the biggest need is to make sure that freaking Joe Burrow does not get hurt again, because the Comeback Player of the Year award needs to be named the Burrow Award. He's won it, what, 3 of the past 5 years. He's been bludgeoned. I believe the Cincinnati Bengals, with this player still on the clock, go to the University of Texas again and get Kelvin Banks Jr.
Oh. Okay. And that goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that are looking for an edge rusher, linebacker, and DB. And that speaks volumes of Tony Dungy.
Mm-hmm.
It's volumes of Tony Dungy. And I think they're going to stay in the South and take a little trip up a little north. I mean, a little west of Florida, northwest of Florida. Okay. And go to the University of Alabama. The University of Alabama to pick this player. And the pick
Good
is in
player. It's a good player.
the linebacker out of Alabama, Jahad Campbell.
It's a good pick. It's a very good pick. I have no issues with that pick whatsoever. Up next, Denver, if I'm not mistaken. Denver Broncos needs are interior line. What else?
Whoa. Hold on a minute.
Well, I'm waiting for you to tell me.
Oh no, I you know what? I took Jahad Campbell in the Seahawks. I missed the pick. So Tampa Bay is on the clock, and you have Tampa Bay.
Well, okay. I'm still gonna go edge rusher though.
Okay.
I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I'm not gonna give him that backer. I'm gonna give him a kid out of University of Tennessee, edge rusher,
Ooh,
James Pierce Jr.
I like that. Then we're going to go to the the Denver Broncos, who are in need of a running back, wide receiver, a center, and a defensive lineman
Mm-hmm.
for Bo Nix. Now, Javonte Williams is no longer with the Denver Broncos. They need a running
In
back.
Dallas. He's in Dallas.
They need a running back. And I'm telling you, some people don't see this kid as a first-round pick. But in my opinion, because supposedly the first 2 top backs are out of the picture, I'm taking this guy. I think this guy will fit what the New Orleans Saints, what the Denver Broncos are trying to do. So even though he may be a 2nd or 3rd round pick in some people's eye, the Denver Broncos surprised people when they picked up Bo Nix last season, and they're going to surprise some people with the running back they picked up. And I'm taking out of the University of Iowa, running
I
back
don't-
Caleb Johnson.
Let me see if I even have him on my list, which I know I don't. Yeah, only University of Iowa player. Let me see where I have him.
And you have the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, I got Caleb at number 61
Okay.
overall, but okay. Pittsburgh. Now, they had their eyes on Hampton. He went. Had their eyes on a lineman. He went. Jalen Warren gets the opportunity to be the lead back in that Pittsburgh offense. But the funny thing is, are they going to go in the season with freaking what's my man name? The quarterback that was at Tennessee. Well, Mason Rudolph. Are they going to go in the season with Mason Rudolph as their starting quarterback? Maybe. But instead of taking a stretch, they're going to pull off something that I think they're ready to do. What pick is this?
Pick in.
Yeah, what pick is it?
Pick is number 21.
And their needs are? Their needs are?
Quarterback, running back, tackle, and safety.
With this pick, Mike Tomlin goes down with the ship, but he's going to throw some darts while he's at it. Jackson Dart, Pittsburgh Steelers.
My God. Okay. No problem. The
Wait a minute, before you say that, I want you to know, if you didn't, that everybody but Arthur Smith was at Jalen Milroe's workout. Now, they probably were thinking about having them do something different than quarterback, but that also tells me they're in the market to look at all quarterbacks. And Jackson Dart, if he stays under control, can be a good one.
okay.
All right.
The Chargers
Wait.
are on the clock with a need for wide receiver, tight end, or defensive lineman.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a Jim Harbaugh type of offense. He loves running the ball, and he loves getting the ball to the tight end. And what better tight end does he know? But the tight end he used to coach when he
Yep.
won the championship. Okay?
Yep.
And this is a good one. This is a good one for Justin Herbert
Yep.
out of the University of Michigan. The tight end that's going to be reunited with his old college coach is, and the pick is definitely in. Colson Loveland, tight end at the University of Michigan.
I like that. I like that. I think I did something like that last week. So, on the clock, we have who? The Browns, or who's on the clock? Green Bay.
Green Bay is on the clock with a wide receiver, edge rusher, and cornerback need.
And here's where things get funny for Green Bay. In Green Bay, where the draft is being held, they're not getting a wide receiver number in the first round. It's not in their DNA. They're trying to get rid of old boy Jair Alexander. There are some solid DBs left on the board.
Yes, there are.
And just like you picked a Michigan product, they pick a Michigan product.
Okay, I was going to go there because I got them moused up on my computer. Okay,
Well, yeah, moused up, but that, like you say, just because you got them don't mean it's yours. But out of University of Michigan, cornerback Will Johnson.
Okay. Then we go to Minnesota Vikings. See, you notice I don't knock any of your picks. I just say, okay.
Whatever.
Moving on. On the clock with a running back, defensive lineman, and a DB need would be the Minnesota Vikings. And they're not going to take a running back. Definitely not. They're in the need for a defensive lineman or a DB. Now, in my opinion, the bigger need, I know of the situation with their DBs, but I'm going on the defensive line that the Minnesota Vikings can need. When you got pressure on the defensive line, that'll help out the back end of the defense. So I'm going to say this.
The pick is in.
The pick is in. And with the pick, the Minnesota Vikings select a defensive lineman out of the University of Mississippi, Mississippi, Walter Nolan.
Good pick. He was not picked on our last draft. Walter Nolan is a very good player. Very good player.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The Texans are up.
Wide receiver or offensive lineman?
Well, the pick is in.
Oh, my God.
No, are you?
Mr. FSP is on the ball today, folks.
I always am, y'all. Don't get it twisted.
Okay. They didn't see what was going on before the show came on, but that's okay. Go right ahead.
For real, bro? For real? Okay. Anyway, well, we're going to go replace Laramie Tunsil. And you got to, because your quarterback's pretty young, didn't have a hot second year, and you want to set him up for success. So why not get a champion offensive tackle? So the pick is in. The Houston Texans select out of University of Ohio, or OSU, whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to call it the whatever. Josh Simmons.
Okay. It's on me, right?
Something's on you.
Okay. Here's a surprise. Here comes my trade. Here comes my
With who? Who are you trading with?
Here comes my trade.
Who are you trading with?
This is the LA Rams are on the clock. And the team I'm going to trade with is the Cleveland Browns.
From the second round?
The Cleveland Browns are going to.
This is actually possible. This is actually possible. I'm not going to bull. This is a possible opportunity.
The Cleveland Browns are going to give up the 33rd pick, which is in the second round.
Yep, top of the second round.
And the second pick in 2026 for the 26th pick.
Declined.
Fine.
You better put together some type of trade there, buddy.
What's that?
Then I say it got declined.
Yeah, I thought it got declined. So that's
Okay, so you got to put something else better together.
Oh, okay.
That one got declined.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't trade well.
Wow, really? Okay. We'll do this then.
Just don't trade, because I don't think they're going to trade. That got declined as well. I mean, you've been on the clock for a minute, bro. What you gonna do?
Wow. Let me. We're still trying to negotiate here.
Apparently not.
And Let's do this. See what happens. No attempts.
Decline again.
No attempts remaining.
So you gotta make your pick. No trade for JT.
Okay. So what happens is this. Let me. What the hell happened?
Happy WrestleMania weekend, everyone.
Oh, hold on. Let me just
Cause JT ain't gonna be able to get this done.
grab the play. Okay. The LA Rams with an attempt from the Cleveland Browns to move up in the draft, which failed. It's fine. It's fine. Tight end, linebacker, and cornerback. The LA Rams select. Let me do this because I think they want one of these guys. Oh, I saw this guy interviewed on the NFL Network, and he seems like a good fit for the LA Rams. Now I got my choice of two here, and I think I'm going to go this route. The LA Rams are going to select tight end from the University of Miami, Elijah Arroyo.
He's a good tight end. I don't think he's going to make it to the first round, but that's a good tight end. That's a good tight end. I can't knock that hustle.
Ravens are on the clock with the guard, edge rusher, and a DB for their needs.
All right. Tough right here, guys. Tough right here. Because we know that the Ravens, they defense heavy. Defense heavy. And I'm kind of stuck. Not gonna lie, I'm stuck.
I'm not, but that's okay.
I mean, you're stuck on. You know what? I said I was gonna be nicer to you today. I said it. I really did. I said I was gonna be nicer to you today. So I'm not gonna be the way I was about to be. You should commend me for that. You really should. But you're not. Look at you. All right. With that being said,
The pick
I mean, yeah. Can I get it? I was trying to get over.
that's
I was
why.
trying to get over my. Oh, okay. I was trying to get over my laughter. But what I'm gonna do is, when the Ravens have a top tier pass rush, everything works. I wanted to go cornerback. I really did. But then I said, nah, let's get them somebody that's going to make a difference on the front line. Haloti Nada used to be that D tackle for them. He used to be the guy that let my guy Ray Lewis eat. There's an Haloti Nada. Are you trying to show me that player? Are you trying to give me that player? or were you just giving yourself some research?
I'm speculating. Go ahead.
Speculate no more. Out of the University of Texas A&M, edge rusher, Shamar Stewart.
Okay. All right. The Detroit Lions are on the clock.
And they need a pass rusher big time.
Hold on. Just relax here.
I'm just saying.
You got a wide receiver, a guard, edge, and a linebacker. And just like Mr. FSP said, they definitely need a pass rusher. Okay? Like I didn't know that, but that's okay. I had two choices. Did I want to go offense or did I want to go defense? I think their primary need is on the defensive side of the ball. And this is not that far from them to bring this guy in. And I'm surprised he's still on the board but we will take him because right now the pick is in. Mike Green, edge rusher from Marshall.
I figured you was gonna go there. I just had him. Where did I put him?
Now we have the
Mike
Washington
Commanders.
Commanders with a need for running back, guard, edge rusher, and cornerback.
So I'm gonna say two things. I'm very happy that Washington is able to get the right to rebuild in DC. They're going to build the new stadium on the land of RFK. I'm very happy about that. I'm trying to check off the guy you just called. Who was the guy you just called, JT?
Mike Green.
Mike Green.
He's right in front of you.
I'm looking for him on my list. That's what I'm saying. Mike. Oh, there he is. Edge rusher Marshall. All right. Washington. They got Sammerstill. They made the trade for Lattimore, which may or may not work out.
He's old and slow. But that,
Yeah. I'm not debating that. But they also have a need for pass rush. They re-signed a couple guys from last year, which means if they got a draft pick from the edge this year, wouldn't start unless he beats out one of the younger kids. So I take edge rusher off. That takes me to a player that probably is going to be taken in the second round, but we're at the bottom of the first. So it's not like they're reaching for this kid. With the 26th pick, if I'm not mistaken, the Washington Commanders select out of University of Kentucky, Maxwell Harrison, cornerback.
hold on. Cornerback. Maxwell Harrison. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. The Buffalo Bills with a need for edge rusher, linebacker, and cornerback.
Oh yeah, they need edge rusher.
Notice that they are all on the defensive side of the ball.
Absolutely.
And this pick is in already. And he don't have to go far. He doesn't have to go far. At the University of Boston, or I should say Boston College.
Boston College.
An edge rusher. I can't pronounce his last name, but I sure can pronounce his first name.
Ezerika Yaku.
Exactly. Donovan Ezerika. Okay?
Ezerika Yaku. Yeah. Good pick. That's a good pick, though. All right. We all know that Andy Reid wants speed, but he's got enough speed.
Got guard, tackle, and defensive lineman if they're need.
Absolutely. And I think they're going to go guard. So the best guard on the board is from, there you go, Alabama.
So are you telling me the pick is in?
Well, not just yet.
Okay.
Not just yet.
Okay.
Because he's also torn that his left tackle looked like crap in the draft. I mean, in the Super Bowl. Looked like crap. So I don't think he goes interior line. I think with this pick, and the pick is in, I didn't even hear that, but okay. Thank you. Out of the University of Oregon, offensive tackle, Josh Connerly Jr.
The hell is? Oh,
I said offensive tackle, University of Oregon.
Hold on. I gotta find him. He's way down there. So
No, he's not.
yeah, he is. He's the average
He's
draft.
number 33.
Josh Conley. All right, with the Super Bowl champions being the last pick, with wide receiver, guard, edge rusher, and cornerback being their need. And I think this ooh. I have let me just see this. I think with yes,
Who's that ninth player overall that you had? Can you go back to that last page before you make your pick? Or make your pick and then go back to that front page. I apologize.
oh, let me just see this here.
Yeah, who was that? Michael something.
That was offensive tackle. Offensive lineman. No. I don't know where you what you were talking about.
Don't worry about it. Make your pick. Make your pick.
All right, with the pick, I take. They had trouble with their number 3 wide receiver. This guy should make up for the difference in that. At the University of Missouri, wide
Oh,
receiver
you in Missouri.
Luther Burden III.
You picked him over Emeka Ibuka?
Yes. Yes. So this is what we have here, people. In the first round.
I don't even have him on my list.
That's okay. No problem. We have the first round results.
Oh, yeah, I do. Luther Burden the third. Yeah, I got you.
As you can see, Cam Ward was the number 1 pick. Travis Hunter, number 2. Ashton Genty, number 3, which is a surprise. Abdul Carter fell in the New England Patriots' lap. Tyler Warren went to the Jaguars. Shadur Sanders went with the trade to the trade up for the New Orleans Saints. Went to Jalen Walker went with the Jets. Victoria McMillan to the Carolina Panthers. Nick Nick from South Carolina safety. Marion Hampton went to the Chicago Bears. Mason Graham went with the San Francisco 49ers. Kelvin Banks to the Bengals. Jihad Campbell to the Seahawks. James Pierce to the Buccaneers. Caleb Johnson, the third running back taken. I don't think that's going to happen, but that's where I thought the biggest need for the Broncos is. Jackson Dart, which is a surprise for me, that went to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Colson Loveland, love that pick to the Chargers. Will Johnson, another good pick to the Green Bay Packers. Walter Nolan to the Minnesota Vikings. Josh Simmons to the Houston Texans. Elijah Arroyo went to the Rams. Was a failed trade from the Cleveland Browns. Samar Stewart went to the Baltimore Ravens. Mike Green went to the Detroit Lions. Maxwell Hairston to the Commanders. Donovan went to the Buffalo Bills. Josh Connolly Jr. went to Kansas City. And last but not least, Luther Burden III went to the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right. Well, I'll put it this way, JT. I would not be surprised if some of those things actually really happen, like a failed attempt by Cleveland. but we threw a couple wrinkles in there. You started off by picking Travis Hunter number 2, as opposed to letting them drop the Giants.
No.
Now, by doing that, I'll let you explain in a second, but I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. By doing that, I really believe Travis Hunter is the linchpin to what happens in this draft.
Yep.
I really think so. So if Cleveland decides to get Travis Hunter, I honestly think the Giants are going to pass on Shador.
Okay.
They're either going to allow uh, uh, New Orleans to trade up to get him at number 3, but they don't have that much trade capital. They really don't. But they don't have a lot of money either. So if they're going to, sacrifice picks so they don't have to pay all these players to move up to number 3 to get Shador, it could happen. But if they don't, I see Ashton Gentry being the best player available because Abdul Carter is a good player. But you've got Thibodeau there already, correct?
Yes.
You've got a solid defensive line.
Yes.
The Giants' defense wasn't the real problem, right?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, it was, but it wasn't a major problem. It was the offense. The Giants' defense actually kept them in games, not being able to sustain the run. And I would say that any coach, whether it's Dayball or somebody else that is there next year, has Ashton Gentry as their running back, they're happy with that. If they have Shador, uh, um, Russell, and Jameis, even though, let's be real, they say 3 years or 2 years, they're really 2 at best year contracts, right? But are you going to be saddled with Shador Sanders? And I love Shador. I think Shador is the better quarterback between the two. Better professional, better at reading defenses and making sure that he doesn't turn the ball over on that level. But if Cleveland does get Travis Hunter, or let's say freaking Tennessee surprises everybody and gets Travis Hunter, Cleveland gets Cam Ward, or do they get Shador?
Neither one. Neither one.
Really? If Travis is gone at number 1, who does Cleveland get? You got Shador, Cam, Carter, and honestly, that's it. Gentry could be, but he's not going number 2 overall. But those are the 4 best players left.
Oh, I still don't believe in the Tennessee Titans going anywhere else but Cam Ward.
No, I got you. But I'm saying let's play the hypothetical game that Tennessee drafts Travis Hunter. Who then does Cleveland go after?
Abdul Carter.
You don't think they go after Gentry to replace Nick Chubb?
They go to after Abdul Carter. This is my thinking. If the Titans don't take Travis Hunter, Cleveland will. And then the reason why I'm trying to trade back up into the first round, because I want to pair Travis Hunter with a quarterback. And that
because you want to use a more offense than defense, or
yes, because we have a good defense. The problem, like I said last week, is on the offense. If we have a surefire wide receiver along with, I know you don't like him, Jerry Jeudy, and a quarterback in Joe Flacco that can get the ball to Jeudy or Travis Hunter or David Njoku, the defense had kept, for the majority of the season, Cleveland in games. But if you don't have Travis Hunter there, you grab Abdul Carter, because a lot of people say he's the best player in the draft. But if the Travis Hunter is there at 2, you take Travis Hunter, trade up late in the first round to grab a quarterback that can be developed.
So what quarterback were you trying to trade up to get?
I know you don't like this guy, but I like this guy. because he's very versatile. At a university,
Oh, Milrow.
University of Alabama,
Oh my God.
that can be developed, and he's got a sage quarterback to help him. To help him, he had the sage quarterback playing this year, and possibly being a backup, depending on how he develops in Milrow. That's fine. A lot of people are discounting him, but a lot of people are mixed between him and Dart being the third quarterback taken.
I've
Trade,
heard that. I've
huh?
heard that.
You trade
I have heard that.
you trade that late up in the first round, and you try to grab anybody who possibly was going to grab Milrow late in the first round, maybe, or early in the second round, where the Giants may like Jalen Milrow behind the two veteran quarterbacks they have now. So that's my thinking. To have a developmental quarterback behind an old sage and Joe Flacco, showing him
Okay.
what he needs to show to be a valuable quarterback. And just think about this. Just think about this. There's two mobile quarterbacks that a lot of people in the past drafts had questions about, who have developed and become one's a Super Bowl winner and one of the best quarterbacks, and the other one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Those names are Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts, who year one they were shaky. Year two, I don't know who coached them, but they came back like monsters. I'm expecting that same scenario out of a quarterback that most people think is not ready for prime time in his first year, but could be ready in his second and third year. That lends some mobility to his repertoire as a quarterback. That's my thinking. So, yeah, I think you grab Travis Hunter. If Cam Ward goes first, you grab Travis Hunter, and then you look to get a quarterback like a Jalen Milrow, or maybe Jackson Dart. But I think Jalen Milrow would be my pick late with a trade in the first round.
Okay. I'll say this, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. Okay. I want you to understand that. Milrow is gaining some steam, and that's why he accepted the invite to the draft, right? Jackson Dart accepted, but I think he just rescinded.
Yes, he did.
So he might have some intel, right? So there is some credit to what you're saying. When you say sage quarterback, hopefully you're talking about Joe Flacco and not
Absolutely.
Deshaun Watson.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Because Watson is what Milrow is now, right? But Watson's throwing dirt balls and he can't stay healthy. But he's saying Watson is that he loves all the negative energy because he's going to prove everybody wrong. Cool. But in the interim, what I want him to do is get his good name back. Jason Milrow can learn from Flacco, but that tells me that Flacco will be there at least 2 years.
Yep.
And that puts him at 40, 41, I think.
Okay.
And you can turn the reins over. And
Okay.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not saying that at all.
Okay.
But what tools are you giving to work with other than Njoku? There's a lot of running backs. I love Cleveland. I only give Cleveland a hard time because of you and freaking Deshaun.
It's okay.
But if Skeetabo lands in Cleveland,
I let me put it this
I
way.
like Skeetabo, dude. I like him.
I know you
like
do, and I'm telling you, he ain't all that. He's
okay.
He is not, and I value my opinion on running backs, and he is not all that.
I mean, a lot of people say that. It is what it is, but I'll say this. If they get him or one of the Ohio State running backs, keep him in house or in state, so to speak. You need one more talented wide receiver for Flacco. For Watson and or Milrow, you are going to, and I wouldn't even try to trade up into the latter part of the first round. You have the first pick of the second round. I would get Milrow first pick second round instead of trading away future picks to get a guy that's a project. And I call him a project with all due respect, a project in the sense that he is not ready to go. Now, your guy that you were hot on that was in New England now in Dallas, there's a real shot that he's going to get that job. Joe Milton, right? And you pair him with CeeDee Lamb, he's going to throw the ball deep all game. All game. And he's a little bit more elusive. He made stuff look good for New England in that one game he started versus Buffalo. And I get it, Buffalo didn't start their starters. I get it. But I say this to say he was the coveted player outside of J.J. McCarthy so far, not the quarterbacks in this draft. When you want a 6th-round pick from last year over one of these fresh faces, it says a lot. It says a whole lot, in my opinion.
Cleveland has, besides the number 2 pick in the first round, they have the 33rd pick in the second round. They have 2 picks in the third round, 1 pick in the fourth, and 4 picks in the 6th round. They have 10 picks altogether. They're going to be doing some trading on that draft.
I got it. No, Jay, I'm not saying they're not going to. What I'm saying is their money is strapped. They can't afford to pay. Let me look at the camera. They can't afford to pay 10 draft picks. So they're going to try to package some deals to move up in different rounds so they can get specific players. But I don't think Milrow is one of those players you do that for.
Okay.
Especially when you have the first pick in the second round.
Okay.
And if, like you said, Jackson Dart doesn't get picked in the first round, okay. That's him or Milrow at the top of the second round going to Cleveland. Would you rather take Dart or would you rather have Milrow?
Oof.
That's the question that I think they're legitimately looking at. Because honestly, I wanted to give Pittsburgh a running back, right? But Jaylen Warren is the running back there right now that Najee's in Los Angeles.
Arthur Smith likes to use 2 backs.
He does. And I was going to give them Henderson from Ohio State. But then I said, you know what? No, because unless they're trading for Kirk Cousins or Aaron Rodgers decides, well, yeah, I'll go play for Pittsburgh, they're going to get a quarterback. And Kenny Pickett was a failed experiment. He didn't have a pro-style coach. Jackson Dart did. Lane Kiffin, no matter how you look at it, it's a pro-style coach. Might not like his attitude. You might not like some things he did, but he is legit a pro-style coach.
Yeah.
And he brought the pro-style to Mississippi.
Right.
And Jackson Dart convinced a whole bunch of kids to transfer to play with him. And if you saw him in the Reese's Bowl game, kid can play. He just got to cut down on the mistakes. He likes to use that arm a lot more than he reads the field, but he can read the field. That's why I said I think he's better than Cam Ward, because Cam Ward locks in.
Well, let me ask you this. We talked about last week and the week before. The week before was about AA. Last week about AAA. AA. The first week was
baseball.
No. We're talking about Shedeur Sanders. We were talking about anticipation.
Oh, yeah.
And
accuracy.
accuracy. Last
Yes.
week I put another A in there. Anticipation, accuracy, and attitude.
Yes.
Do you think Jackson Dart has all three of those traits?
He has anticipation. He needs to work on his um, accuracy. And I think his attitude is getting a little better because on the field, his emotions show, but he's not dogging out his teammates.
Okay, that's
He's
key. If
yeah,
he can
yeah.
show you can show emotion. Got quarterbacks in the NFL show their emotion. They don't. This
Mhm.
is just no better to take it out on a teammate or uh,
Correct.
or publicly take it out on a teammate.
I don't think he does that. I think he just has that, you know, if he makes a mistake, he shows that he made the mistake
It's a
and kind of beats himself up.
competitive attitude. Is that what you're telling me?
Correct. Yeah, a very competitive attitude.
Okay.
And I believe he's coachable. That's
Okay.
the difference between him and Cam.
That-
I think I think Jackson Dart is very coachable and Cam can be coached but doesn't want to be.
That's what I'm talking about. Being encompassed in attitude. The attitude. You got to be coachable. If your attitude is correct, you should be able to take constructive criticism and be able to be coached,
Yeah.
not be stubborn. That was one thing that I learned about Mr. Four in Cleveland. He wasn't. He was stubborn in the way he wanted to do things.
And that's what I see in Cam Ward, and I don't think he's going to be successful.
Okay.
And your number 4, you used to call him Deshaun, now you just call him number 4. When he lost Hopkins, you got to see what he really was.
Well, I don't know if it was that much Hopkins or was they let him do what he wanted to do in Houston
Yes.
versus
Yes.
Kevin Stefanski trying to coach him into, I don't know if a new scheme or trying to improve the way he plays.
They wanted him under center. He does not want to be under center.
Yeah.
That's the word I got. That he is a player that
I don't know. Well, let me put it this way. When he wasn't under center, he played like hot garbage anyway.
so why not go under center?
So why not go? Yeah, I understand. So if you're lousy on what you want to do and you're resistant on what your head coach / offensive coordinator want to do, I'm going to tell you like it is. What good are you?
Exactly.
Okay. So I'm not afraid to call it out. I was just hoping that he would progress more than he did.
And unfortunately, he did not. And now they're looking to move on.
I don't
And
know. You brought up about his reputation or his I don't think that he can recover. I think now everyone's got him as a tier lower than a starting quarterback. I think that.
Yeah.
I think
they got him as a backup.
yeah. So
He needs to rehab his persona as well as his game.
okay.
If he rehabs them both, he can pull a Flacco. He can pull a Sam Darnold, even though he was never considered a bust. The last couple years, his time in Cleveland, he has been considered a bust, right? He probably has maybe 4 to 5 good years left in him where he can not just be a pocket quarterback. I give him 5 to 6 decent years left at being quarterback. Honestly, because once his mobility goes, he's going to be terrible because he's already throwing dirt balls. He's already not utilizing, outside of Nick Chubb, their best weapon, which was Njoku. Don't know why.
Well,
but
that's why I think it was a smart move to bring Joe Flacco back because Joe Flacco saw the whole field. Even though
Yeah.
you may get a bad Joe Flacco in a game or two or whatever, Joe Flacco saw the whole field and would be spreading the ball out and finding Njoku or Jerry Judy. And I'm telling you, don't discount this other dude I want to tell you about, Cedric Tillman. I'm telling you, he don't discount him. He's got a lot in the bucket. He's got a lot in the bucket, and the quarterback that can bring the best out of him is Joe Flacco or somebody comparable to that.
I'm not saying that won't happen. I'm not saying that at all. I think Joe Flacco will bring a lot out of the players that are there. But we'll see what happens. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for hanging out with us because that was a great show. We had some technical difficulties on air. The ones I had off air were off air. But I want to thank my co-host, JTATM Money, for coming on and helping me out today and doing the mock draft. Again, draft is Thursday. JT's going to do a show Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern to get it done, son. And I should be on that show. Hopefully, I'll be able to start it. If not, I will be a part of it. I'll even, if he does a Friday show, I'll do a Friday show. I might do a Friday show, actually. But we'll see. Then turn around and do the Saturday show. Live 4 through 7. However, throughout that show, we're going to talk about the picks that were made, the impacts, the trades that took place, right? For those that didn't check out Thursday's show or possibly Friday's show. So we'll do that. You got anything else you want to add, Mr. Taylor?
No, what I'm doing is I'm saving this page to see how close we can come to the
accuracy.
Yes.
I got it.
I'm going to print it out and see how close we can come to making the picks.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I want to thank y'all. It's been real. We got to get ready to go. See y'all next Saturday.
Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Get ready to rumble! You wanna talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your
Remember,
face.
because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
You're the dudes holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Jerry's going to get him.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Listeners are asking questions about this week's games, not Jerry's personal beef. So what's your thought?